3 archangels are observing you this very moment. They are conversing about your body tonight, and what they are saying is not common. It is sacred, it is urgent, it is divine. Archangel Michael says, "If you skip this, you will lose what was sent to be told to you. My son, my beloved, you should not have found this message unless heaven had opened your eyes, and yet here you are on the threshold of a moment spoken of in the halls of heaven before you even knew what this day would bring." 3 archangels have been in silence for a long time. Tonight, the silence has ended. Something strange is happening in your body, and they have received authorization to speak. If you leave now, you will lose the message they brought directly from the throne of God. There are things your body has been feeling that I have not yet explained to you. Sudden fatigue that appears without reason, dreams that seem all too real, moments when you felt you were being observed by the spiritual world, unexplained chills, a pressure in the chest that comes and goes, a restlessness that has no name. Not everything was in your head. The archangels around you noticed something, and tonight they received permission to act. But Archangel Michael says this message needed to reach you before midnight. This was the deadline given by heaven. If you ignore it, what was being revealed will return to hiding. And it may not return in the same way. Do not remain in silence at this moment. Alignment begins with agreement. Write Amen in the comments right now if you feel this word is for you. Not as a custom, as a declaration that you are ready to receive what heaven is releasing over your life. You have no idea how heaven views you at this moment. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Gabriel have gathered, not to judge, to have a profound conversation about you, about your body, about your energy, about your strength, about your future. What we have seen can no longer remain hidden, says Archangel Michael. That is why we had to wait until now. You are passing through a transformation that you do not yet fully understand. My son, my beloved, you have been feeling tired for no apparent reason. You have experienced sudden waves of energy, followed by a profound silence in the soul, nights when sleep flees, mornings when the body is heavy as if carrying something invisible. These are not your choices, your body is being prepared. Within your physical temple, something sacred is taking shape. You were not created to age like other people. In a way that does not correspond to your age, you were made for a different renewal, for a strength that does not depend only on food or rest. This truth was whispered by Archangel Michael a few hours ago, and only now has he received permission to share it with you. And he also says, if you close your heart now, the healing will be delayed for another season. You have already prayed asking for change. When the doctors could not explain why your body ached or why you lived in interior silence, you implored God for signs, for strength, for energy, for answers. And what if the answer is already here? And what if 3 celestial beings are enveloping you in light at this exact moment, and you are one step away from receiving what you have sought for years? The decision you make after hearing this will determine if the blessing manifests now or returns to heaven, sealed. And I need to tell you something with all honesty. What your body has felt lately is not a coincidence. It is the spiritual world positioning itself around you. It is heaven preparing an intervention that begins in the invisible and manifests in the physical. But as long as you do not have spiritual clarity about what is happening, this process can remain stuck, and that is where many people lose the blessing. Not for lack of faith, for lack of understanding. Because faith without discernment is like having the right key, but not knowing which door to open. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you called How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This material was designed to give you exactly what is missing at this moment: spiritual discernment. For you to understand what heaven is doing in your life, why your body is reacting this way, and how to position yourself to receive everything that is being released. People who accessed this content wrote to me saying that, for the first time in years, they understood why they went through everything they went through. That a new peace took over the body and mind. That sleep returned. That the energy changed. The link is in the description of the video and pinned at the top of the comments. If something within you is confirming that this is for you, do not delay. Access it now. And write in the comments, I receive this truth, not to prove anything to anyone, to tell heaven that you are still here, that you still hear, that there is still something living and powerful within you. Now let us go deeper. because the archangels have not yet finished speaking. Your body keeps secrets that even you do not know. You carry a weight that is not even yours. It traveled through your genealogical tree, from your mother to her mother, and before that as well. Patterns that came from afar, pains that were not born with you, but settled in your body as if they were yours, fears that seemed natural but were actually inherited, fatigue that was not fatigue, it was spiritual heritage, insomnia that was not insomnia, it was the restlessness of generations that never found rest, diseases that doctors treated in the body, but which had roots in the soul, cycles that repeated in your family without anyone understanding why. Heaven chose you to break this cycle, says Archangel Michael. You were not born to carry the infirmities, the delays, nor the wounds of past generations. The archangels are ready to restart the history of your body, but first they need your permission. If you do not pay attention to this, your silence will be interpreted as refusal. This is where consciousness transforms into participation. When you looked at yourself in the mirror lately, you felt that something was not right. You felt that the energy within you does not match the path you know is yours. This was not an invention of your head. It is your spirit telling you that the time has come. You were not created to live in an exhausted and worn-out body. You are a sacred vessel made to house something divine. But the mission cannot grow while the body does not renew itself. And Archangel Michael says there is no more time to wait. Tonight is the exact point where delay meets destiny, and your body will react upon crossing this threshold. Something most people do not understand about spiritual renewal is that it does not begin with a visible change. It begins with an internal decision. It begins when the soul says yes, and the spirit aligns with what heaven has already prepared. And when this decision is made, everything transforms. The way the cells respond, the way the energy flows, the way the body behaves in the following days. It is not magic, it is alignment. It is what happens when a child of God finally positions themselves to receive what was always theirs by spiritual right. And it is exactly this alignment that cannot happen on the surface. It needs depth, it needs knowledge, it needs a solid foundation that sustains what is being built. Because without a foundation, any construction collapses. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you. How to know if God will save you in the final judgment. This book is not casual reading. It is the spiritual foundation your body needs to sustain the renewal the archangels are bringing tonight. Inside it, you will find truths that function as pillars, holding up the structure of the new phase beginning in your life. You will understand why certain things got stuck, why certain cycles repeated, and why now, precisely now, everything is changing. The link is in the description and at the top of the comments. Do not wait another day. The scroll is open. The light has been lit. The acceptance is ready. Only your yes is missing. Now I need to tell you something that will surprise you. Do you know why it is so rare for 3 archangels to descend together to care for a single person? Because heaven only allows this type of attention when someone's body is connected to a spiritual event of great importance. Archangel Michael says that something will happen through you. Your body is the vehicle for this. That is why they are watching you. That is why this care. That is why this message reached you first. You were marked, chosen, and positioned. If you do not pay attention now, you will delay the miracle that is trying to enter your cells. They saw the difficulties your body went through. They saw you cry alone when no one could understand what you felt. They saw you when the doctors simply shrugged their shoulders. They saw you when you lost your strength and when you pretended everything was fine so as not to worry anyone. But God saw everything. And tonight the angels are around you not only to observe, but to act. This is the first time you are permitted to see what was said about you in the celestial realm. Archangel Michael says, continue listening with confidence. Even if you have doubts, your body will feel different after this message. On the other side, there is a sacred glow around you. That is why some people have been acting strangely near you lately. Some want to be with you without knowing why. Others have distanced themselves without explanation. This happens because the mark of heaven can already be seen upon your life. Whoever carries light always causes a reaction in those who chose to stay in the shadow. But the archangels are ready to protect you. Raphael is restoring right now. Archangel Michael is coordinating. Archangel Gabriel is recording. They are around your body and ready to perform a divine operation on you if you remain still in silence and willing to receive. You are not alone. If you feel a heat now, even if it is only a gentle heat in the hands, in the back, or in the face, that is the angelic presence manifesting. If you feel chills, it is not fear. It is the touch of a wing. The archangels do not approach unless something sacred is about to happen. But they will not force you. You need to be ready to receive. The acceptance has already been poured out, but only those who open the vessel will take it with them. Says Archangel Michael, this flame being awakened in you is your spiritual heritage. It was in you before you were born, but life buried it. Tonight, we are going to find it, but only if you do not skip this moment. Only if you treat this as something sacred. Because something sacred is flowing between this message and your spirit right now. Do you feel it? Do you feel that something beyond words is trying to reach you? Archangel Michael says, this is not just a video, it is a meeting, and not everyone can have one. You are being invited to enter a room of spiritual healing. 3 archangels placed your name on the altar. They waited in silence until they could finally speak. Do not move. Do not diminish the importance of this. Something sacred is beginning right now. The hands of God extend toward your spine, your stomach, and the tension in your chest. Your body has been trying to tell you something for a long time, with pains, discomforts, pulsations, fatigue, sudden hunger, shivers. But you were not paying attention. The archangels, however, perfectly understand every sign. They understand every sigh while you sleep. They understand every silent groan of your body at night. And tonight, Archangel Raphael, the healer, will touch parts of your body that even doctors could not reach. But you need to stay and surrender a little more. You stopped asking God for certain things. You thought too much time had passed. You thought perhaps this was your new normal, waking up tired, living with pain, functioning on automatic. But heaven does not agree. God is still writing the history of your body. And the name of the next chapter is reversal and restoration. That is why the archangels are here. That is why this message reached you precisely tonight. Archangel Michael says the change will begin in silence. First at the spiritual level, then at the physical level. But it cannot begin if you skip this message. If your heart hardens now, the process will be postponed. The words you are hearing are not ink nor text. They carry the light of God. You are not before a screen. You are at a divine table. And upon this table there is a healing oil that was prepared by the angels with water from the cups of glory. Your name is written on a scroll beside this oil. This oil should be used tonight, says Archangel Michael. It has an anointing for a limited time. Do not delay. A single act of obedience can trigger a wave of healing you did not think possible. There is a reason why the archangels chose this night and not another. They waited until your body reached a certain point, a level of spiritual maturity, a moment when God was ready to act. There was a foundation that was built brick by brick, with every prayer you made, every tear you shed, and every time you said, God, I trust you even without understanding. Heaven waited for this base to become firm. Now the walls of healing can rise. Now the roof of renewal can be placed. Construction begins when obedience says yes. Says Archangel Michael, your skin is recovering its luminosity. Your face lights up. Your joints soften. Your breathing deepens. Your body is reorganizing while you hear these words. The pain is dissipating. The cells awaken. The fatigue goes away. The inflammation decreases. This is real. The change is happening here and now, and if you leave without finishing, the body will pause the process because you are following the voice, and the voice continues speaking. If you could see what is happening in the spiritual world at this moment, you would see that the angels have gathered in a circle around you. A scroll has been opened. Your name shines upon it. And beside it, there is a description of how your body will be in the future. Radiant, strong, free of weight, and completely restored. But this scroll needs your signature, and the signature is your inner yes. Says Archangel Michael, it is not too late. You are not too old. You are not too wounded. You are not disqualified. The world may have told these lies about your life, but heaven never said any of them. To heaven you have always been sacred property, a holy home, a place where miracles can dwell. Your body is where your soul lives. It is where heaven dwells while you are on earth. Would God build something sacred and then let it collapse? Not at all. Heaven builds to last. That is why they sent you this message. Not just to encourage you, to truly restore you. Something has already begun to change in your body, even if you do not yet fully understand. In the beginning, perhaps you will feel only small signs. A little more peace, a little less pain, a sensation of lightness in the chest that was not there before. It is not just the mind, it is heaven working on your body. Your healing began the moment your spirit said yes. Says Archangel Michael, you are not broken even if you have said that to yourself for years. You are not weak, you are not alone. Your body is tired because it carried too much for too long. But now the angels are taking that weight off of you, and the body will feel this gradually. It is holy and strong, and God is creating something completely new within you. And here is the truth that seals this night forever. This healing is not just for you. It is for your entire family. The cycle that had been repeating from generation to generation was interrupted today. Because of your obedience. Because of your yes. The old report about your life is being discarded, says Archangel Michael. The new report says, chosen, complete, and brilliant. You will lose the blessing that already desires to rest in your bones if you continue living as if you were broken. From now on, the report has changed. If this channel has been an instrument of heaven in your life, subscribe now. Press the bell. Like this video, not as an automatic gesture, as a spiritual seal, as a declaration that you accept what the archangels brought tonight. And share it with someone who needs to hear this, because when you carry the word forward, your own healing multiplies. And now the most sacred part, the moment when everything is sealed. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This book is the seal of this night. It is the spiritual complement of everything the archangels initiated in your body today. Inside it are truths that will protect your restoration, strengthen the foundations of the new phase, and give you firmness in the days to come. Because the miracle began here, but it needs to be sustained with knowledge, with discernment, and with the right decisions. It is not common reading. It is a map of renewal. It is divine instruction for those who were touched by heaven and need to know how to walk from now on. The link is in the description of the video and pinned at the top of the comments. Access it now. The scroll is open. The acceptance has been poured out. The archangels are waiting. This is the moment. Now the prayer. Do not listen as just another part of the video. Receive it as the most intimate moment between you and heaven tonight. As if the three archangels were standing around you while each word is pronounced over your body. Father, look at the body of your son. Look at your daughter who carried weights that were not hers. Look at the fatigue that settled without explanation. Look at the sleep that fled so many nights. Look at the pain that the doctors did not know how to name. Look at the energy that was drained by cycles that came from afar, from generations that passed on what should have been resolved before. Tonight, Father, break this cycle. Tonight, renew what was worn out. Tonight, touch every cell, every bone, every organ, every fiber of this body, which is your temple. Archangel Raphael, place your hands upon the spine of this child, upon the stomach where anxiety accumulated, upon the chest where tension lived, upon the head where thoughts would not stop. Pour the oil of restoration over every part that ached in silence. Return what was stolen by family heritage. Return what was worn out by worry. Return what was erased by chronic fatigue. Archangel Michael, stand guard over this life. Protect what is being healed tonight. Do not allow the old fatigue to return. Do not allow the generational weight to reinstall itself. Seal this body with the mark of heaven, so that every spiritual force knows that this temple was touched and restored. Archangel Gabriel, carry this message forward. May the testimony of tonight reach those who need to hear. May the renewal not stop in this body. May the blessing overflow and reach the family, the children, the grandchildren, and everyone around this chosen one. Father, return the vitality that was consumed. Return the joy in the body. Return the glow in the eyes. Return the lightness in the steps. Return the disposition that vanished without explanation. May from this night forward this body function in a completely new way. no longer in the automatic of wear and tear, but in the rhythm of heaven. Amen. Write in the comments, I receive my renewal, not as a vague hope, as a firm decision, as a declaration to heaven, as the moment when your spirit said yes and all of heaven recorded it. Do not forget this night. Note the date. Keep it in memory. The moment you heard, the moment you believed, the moment you said, I receive. From now on, everything will connect with this instant. Every blessing that comes will have roots in this night. Every door that opens will remember this yes. Things will begin to change. In the beginning, there will be small signs. You will feel lighter upon waking. A pain will vanish without reason. Perhaps you will feel more heat in your skin. Your eyes may look different. Someone in your family will notice something. They will tell you that you look younger, lighter, more present, and the most important thing is what you will feel inside. A new energy, divine, that flows through you, not from you. Spiritual gifts will manifest. Discernment, clarity, prophetic dreams. A wisdom that goes beyond your age. Things that will attract people to you without them being able to explain why. This is what heaven gave you for having remained, not for being perfect, but for having surrendered. The archangels fulfilled their task. They brought the scroll, they poured the oil, they cared for you while you made your decision. Heaven is satisfied. The angels who were sent to care for you now celebrate because you did not skip. You stayed. And for having stayed, you now carry what most people ask for their whole lives without receiving. Says Archangel Michael, it was not only your body that was healed tonight, it was the history of your entire family. The cycle was interrupted by you. From now on, your steps will carry this light. Your presence will restore environments. Your voice will bring peace where there is restlessness. You are not just healed. You have become an instrument of healing. The places where you enter will change. The people around you will feel something they cannot name. This is not pride. It is what it means to walk with heaven around you. Lift your head. Breathe deeply. Look forward. Your body is now in sync with your future, no longer trapped in the past. Every step you take from now on will be full of purpose. Even if you whisper, the sound will be heard in the spiritual world. You are now protected by God, both in soul and in body, and in take care of what you received. Speak life over your body every day. Do not pronounce words of defeat over yourself. Let your mouth agree with what heaven declared tonight. The miracle has already begun. Your agreement keeps it alive. Your destiny will accelerate now that the body is aligned. Doors will open with more ease. The delays have ended. Even time will seem to run in your favor. You did not reach this message by chance. Heaven brought you here. The archangels guarded you for this moment, and now you have been crowned, not with gold, with light. The kind of light that cannot be faked, cannot be stolen, and cannot be copied. It comes from being chosen. It comes from surrendering. It comes from having remained until the end. Heaven wanted to see if you stayed. And you stayed. And because of that, you now carry what others could only dream of. It is done. The scroll has been put away. The light will accompany you even when the angels withdraw. It will filter through your hands, through your voice, and through your steps. Now you are a bearer of divine restoration. May everything around you begin to be renewed as you walk, speak, and breathe. The peace of heaven be upon your body, upon your mind, and upon your life, today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. Amen.